What beer do I want to try next?
It's beer time with the beer man.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? Today, where you're from in this beautiful world. Alright, so recently some things came up where I wasn't sure of something and I wanted to find out. I get this way, you know. If I'm unsure of something, I want to make sure that I know the accurate answers from all sources, from all ends and all places. But this is a little bit of a research that I'm doing, actually, just for my own benefit, just so that I'm aware of.
I was not aware.
That I'm aware of the differences, and this is the differences between a Imperial Russian Stout or a Russian Imperial Stout and an English, or which actually derives from that. That's actually more on the English side, is what I gathered. But and then an American Imperial Stout. Let's just say an Imperial Stout in general. So I gathered some info. I went around, I looked around at stuff, and one place that first pointed out to me, and it was just from a search that I did on Google, and it's basically it's from Beer Advocate. It's just an answer that they gave someone. So he said, I voted no. Per the BA description, seems like the American tends towards coffee and bourbon, higher hop levels, whilst Russian tends to favor malts, and is typically dry. Which I also read that was accurate. So they have plenty in common, but they are both stout styles, certainly related, but not even siblings. And then this guy says, that's not true. Have you had Bell's? All these different ones. All of them are heavily hopped. Certainly related, but not even siblings? With a question mark, exclamation mark. There is no difference between the two. That's probably why a lot of breweries just call them Imperial Stouts. Which I kind of agree with. I guess that's where my argument is on that one. It's easy when it comes to American barley wine and English barley wine. One style is heavily hopped and the other one is sweet malty. But even there we have exceptions. Deschutes Mirror, for example, is way too hoppy to be an English barley wine. So he's just going off, talking about his thing. Alright, so now with BJCP now, it's funny because they don't have an American Imperial Stout. They don't have an English Imperial Stout. They only have a Russian Imperial Stout. And before that, it's an American Stout. So that's not Imperial. This is the only Imperial they have on there. 8 to 12% with 30 to 40 SRMs. IBUs are 50 to 90. Of course, they have to balance per percentage. Per sweetness, you have to balance that out to have that the various balances that you're looking for based on the percentage of that alcohol. They were very heavily alcohol forward. They were very hop forward as well to balance it out, but mainly just to keep them from getting from going bad while they were on the ships going from England to Russia. And they were Imperial because they were going to the Imperial dude over in Russia. So basically it says that here, brewed to high gravity and hopping level in England for export to Baltic states and Russia. Said to be popular with Russian Imperial Court, today is even more popular with American craft brewers, and who have extended the style with unique American characteristics. So it's basically coming down to the point that this Russian Imperial Stout is the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing as an Imperial Stout in general. Of course, if you wanted to go more towards the Russian Imperial Stout, If you want to go that, claim that there's a Russian Imperial Stout, you would probably move more towards the malty sweetness, a little less on the hoppy on the IBUs, a little more of a roast and maltiness, caramelness, sweetness. Where on the American side, you're looking at more adjuncts and hoppiness and puffiness in a beer, So we're going to find out. I went to craftbeer.com, if you've ever gone there, and they also mentioned that Old Rasputin, even though it blatantly says it's a Russian Imperial Stout. This is what I have tonight on the lineup. One's an American Imperial Stout, one says a Russian Imperial Stout. So we're going to try these out. But one blatantly says that it's a Russian Imperial Stout. And one says, I don't know. I got lost in my conversation there. But we're going to go ahead and try these. One, the Old Rasputin now, is a very good beer. It's a 9% Imperial Stout. Russian Stout, they say. 9% brewed and bottled by North Coast Brewing. Out of Fort Bragg, California, Northern California. A product of the USA, 9%. That's that, right? And then I have Night Howler from Bear Lake Beer Company out of Portland, Oregon. And it's an American Stout, Imperial Stout. We're going to find out the difference between this. This is a 10%, so it's a percentage higher than this Old Rasputin. The benefit to this is that I get to drink both of these and get swilly before I go to bed. But my whole key point here isn't to harm or hurt anyone or get under anyone's skin through arguments or anything like that. It is more or less me finding out for myself through trial of this whole experiment to see exactly if they're the same, Are we getting similar qualities here? I want to find out for myself. Of course, breweries will name their beer Russian Imperial Stout or American Imperial Stout, so it all depends on the brewer and what they want to name it. So I am kind of looking more for an English style of the Imperial Stout on this, where I'm looking more for a robust, hoppier American style on this one. So we'll find out. Let's open this up. Let's pour these. Let's pour these, man. Are we having a brain moment? Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot believe it. Look it up my nose. Check it out. Hey, look it. We're going to open this beer right now. We're going to pour it. Hi. Is it going? Okay, there we go. Alright, so this is the Old Rasputin. Nice dark black beer. Good opaque. 40 plus on the SRM. Nice khaki head. This actually has kind of a catty smell at the moment. I'm gonna get into that. I don't know what that's all about. Nah, through the bottle, it's more more robust with the coffee, the dark, rich chocolate. The malts are very robust and chocolatey. No sweetness or anything, just real robust coffee, chocolates and coffees. Kind of a deep, rich bread. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get the 10% American Imperial Stout. Okay. Oh, that was a snort, wasn't it? So this is more robust. This has a deeper, richer color. It's got more of a burnt khaki colored head. A nice, rich, firm head, memory foam almost. It almost looks smooth and creamy. It's dark. It's like jet dark black. Black patent malts, kind of a rich. Yeesh. And it actually kind of smells the same. I am getting more of a hoppy bite to this though. There is a little more punch to this, but that also could be that it's a 10% to a 9%. I don't know, you know, there's more of an English feel to this one. There's more of an American feel to this one. That is very interesting. That, my friends, is why we're doing this video. Alright, so I'm liking this experiment. This is very interesting. So let's get into the North Coast. Excuse me. North Coast Brewery's Old Rasputin. It's the Russian Imperial Stout. So it'd be more on the English side. More English, more malty, more sweet, less hoppy. Lower in ABV as well. So you get a nice bready, kind of a rich bread, dark rich, toasty bread. You got your rich you got a cocoa kind of smell, like a baker's chocolate, and kind of a dry essence to the smell in this. Very dry essence. Yeah, just kind of not very sweet. There's no sweetness. Does have the coffee as well. Nice robust. Let's drink it. Cheers. Has a little bit of fruit, a little bit of like a slight, very balanced though with that. Kind of maybe like a raisin or something. A slight like raisin or something, but it mixes in well with the acrid. There's kind of an acrid burn feel from the espresso feel or the coffee beans or something. There's no coffee beans in this, but kind of the coffee feel. The dryness is it's bitter. It does have a nice bitter, a bittering in there, but it's more in the finish. It also mixes well with the acrid, or kind of a more of a light acrid kind of acidic kind of burnt coffee kind of feel. It mixes well with that, which is definitely something you should think about when you're brewing a darker beer with these roasted malts and stuff. Sweet, no. Dry, yes. Dry finish, dry all around. Kind of keeps the ABV down at a minimal. It's kind of a dangerous one. It's quite robust. It tastes like an espresso shot without the cream. Very, just very malty though. Very malty. Not super sweet, dry. Kind of what I was reading about the Russian Imperial Stout. That's kind of what I was reading. So let's get into the American one, man. This I hope this inspires people to go out and try these things too, because seriously, it's these moments that make me want to learn more and get in depth with what I'm really wanting to succeed at in life, and that's making beer. And to taste it says it all. To know what you're tasting, to know the differences firsthand, not just from reading a book or what someone said. You want to try it for yourself. So let's get into the American IPA, American Imperial Stout. Said to be the same. That guy said in the comment, he said, check it out. That's not true. Have you had blah da dee doo doo da dee da doo da dee? And see, he says, have you had North Coast Old Rasputin? I just had it right now. I've had Narwhal too, and that's very good, but I never paid attention to it until now. So, very interesting. Here, let me bring this up just so you guys see what I'm looking at here. All right, so let's get into the Night Howler. Night Howler. Hoppier. It has as I let it sit, it kind of, you know, of course it's going to let out some of its aromas and stuff. But I can't really turn this. I'm going to go to the can and just kind of go through that. There's more of a hoppier kind of lupulin thing going on. You can really get the resinous hoppy thing. Where with this Rasputin, you're getting more of a malty kick. You're not hardly getting any. You're hardly getting any kind of aromatics from hops. This one you're getting it. Again, this is based on the brewer too, though, and there are certain levels too. I mean, check it out. I'm just saying, like there are certain levels you can play with. 8 to 12%, 30 to 40 SRMs. IBUs are 50 to 90. So I mean, it's all playable. It's all playable. It's all workable. It's all kind of why it's an argument, I think. So, but I mean, very hoppy. I wouldn't say more robust, but definitely more on the black IPA smell of some kind, Cascadian Dark Ale kind of feel. I do get a little bready, kind of burnt bready biscuit kind of thing going on. Let's get into this. Let's drink this. A little more bitter, but still portrays the roasted coffee and the dark chocolate notes. Still gives you that malty kind of roasted bready, but it does give you a little more kick in the back on the finish with a little more of a bitterness. But that bitterness is also well blended, balanced wise, with the hops and the roasted malts. A bigger beer with a little more burst of hops to balance it out. So again, going back to this right here, if you look at the vital statistics, it's got quite a range. I really don't see difference in the roast levels, the roast flavors, I mean. However you say that. The roast flavors, I don't get any difference in that because I'm getting both of them. I'm getting the same thing. Dryness now. It is dry, but it's a little more wetter. This is more wet. They're both rich. They're very rich in malts. This one's got something in it that brings out the hoppiness, brings out the zestiness of the hops, the resinousness, brings out the roast levels more. Where this one sticks around and keeps kind of a malty level, but also has a hop level, but it's more balanced and hidden. Where this is like, hey, I'm American. You know what I'm saying? So I can see where that's going. I can see where this little like different thing is between the Russian Imperial Stout or the American Imperial or the English style Imperial Stout, which is basically a Russian Imperial Stout if you want to go that route. But the thing is that BJCP they have American Stout, and then under that they have Russian Imperial Stout. And it basically says it can differentiate between the English and the American styles. And they give you quite a range. So the answer, in my opinion, the answer that I have for you from my studies and from what I'm gathering here, and based on the fact that there is a range, a wide range, before you can actually call something this or that, I would consider this an Imperial Stout in general. And then notion it or say it as an English style Imperial Stout or an American style Imperial Stout. There's different subcategories under that. You could definitely say Russian Imperial Stout as the beginning place for it. if you want to say this is a Russian Imperial Stout. Okay, so in your head you're going, okay, it's a Russian Imperial Stout, it's an Imperial Stout. So is it an English style or is it an American style? That's kind of where you're going. Is it sweeter and maltier, less hoppier, more a little lighter, relaxed, or is it explosive and whoa, we're at the top? You know, they're basically going, American IPAs are more adjuncty, more sweeter, more cloying. They can be, anyway. I mean, they're adding chilies. See, they're at the more of the 12% range, where the English styles are more at the 8% range. And they're more relaxed, more calming, and a little drier through the roast and the hops that they're using to balance that. So, it's something to think about. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a master here, but I definitely did some study, and hopefully this will help anyone out. So it helped me. Well, you guys have a good night. I'm not going to give scores because this was more of an educative thing, but cheers. And you know what? Much love to all you guys. I love my community so much, and I appreciate you. So look out for Beer and Cheese Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern, and Wednesday we got 2 more weeks of porter for the month, and then we're going to move to something else. I've been very, very grateful to have Bumpy Road Brewery on there, so please support him and subscribe to him and like his stuff and comment on his videos. Very good dude, very knowledgeable. So thank you, Bumpy Road Brewery, and I just appreciate it, man. So, right on. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you're from in this beautiful world. I'm going to have 2 sips, and then I'm out. Old Rasputin. Not as much fruity in the American one, actually. Little bit, but not much. Little bit. All right. Cheers.